Going on. It's a beautiful day in sunny Florida. So today in the video, I'm going to talk a little bit about taxes. April 18th, you got to file for your taxes or get an extension. Got to pay Uncle Sam. We all love that, don't we? But we're going to talk about 1031s, long-term, short-term, capital gains, tourist tax, things like that. So when it comes to long-term capital gains or short-term capital gains, what that means is if you buy a property and you fix it up, whatever, you buy it cheap, go sell it, you make a profit on it, you have to pay tax on that profit, that like income tax, right? Kind of. And so you have to pay taxes on that. Now, what you can do is you can wait a certain amount of time. You could rent it out if you do Airbnbs or any other rentals, like seasonal rentals, things like that. You have to pay tourist tax. I think it's 13% for tourist tax. It's either 13 or 8% for tourist tax. But you have to pay tax on that, right? Now, in the state of Florida. Now, when it comes to paying taxes on long-term or short-term capital gains, the longer you hold it, so I believe it's 2 years. You hold property for 2 years, your taxes that you have to pay on that profit that you made is much less than, say, 1 year or right away, right? So that's why a lot of people do 1031s. So when you 1031 something, you don't get, that's almost like a tax loophole, not really, but what it basically means is you take the proceeds from property A and you move it to property B, and you have 45 days to acquire that property, and you have to use obviously lawyers, things like that, put in a special escrow account. You cannot take that proceeds into your personal account. It's a big no-no for that 45 days while you're trying to acquire it. But what that does is it allows you or prevents you from paying taxes on that money you made on it. And so that's what a 1031 is. You have the homestead exemption. If it's your primary residence, you can apply for that. Save you some bucks on taxes, property taxes, things like that. But you can only have that on one property. So overall, the biggest thing is April 18th, you have your you have to file taxes by April 18th or file an extension. You have your homestead exemption that you have to, apply for as your primary home, blah, 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 blah. And then 1031 long-term, short-term capital gains and tourist tax. So, that's kind of just a brief overview on taxes, what's going on. But, if you have questions, you're curious, comment down below what you think, because I'm no tax expert. I'd like to hear what your thoughts are. Subscribe, like the video, and call me.